True. We're number one in everything. Number one. Ooh, Pepe win. Pepe never lose. Pepe never lose. We won. America has a 100 KD ratio. 100% KD. It's crazy. We never lose. Never ever. We don't talk about Vietnam. We also won. It was called a tactical retreat. Every time. All right, so Benjamin Shapiro. Ben Shapiro complains that institutional racism is too vague. You're not able to alleviate it. Then you shouldn't concern yourself with it in politics. This is really weird. You don't know these gamer words? Cringe. Imagine not knowing what ELO is. Yikes. Oof. Yikes. This ain't it, Chief. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Oof. There you go. You like that? It's my best Roblox dying impression. Isn't that fun? Ha. Don't we love memes here? Anyways. Ben Shapiro, in one of his greatest hits, I guess is going to claim that institutional racism is just like one big meme or something. I'll turn this up. I got to see how loud this is. What?
Well, if the idea is that you have to accept that America is systemically racist, then that's a very bad thing for the country. Now, suggesting that America is systemically...
What? True. True. America being systemically racist is pretty bad for the country. But I'll even extend it for you, Ben. It's not only just bad for the country, it's bad for the world. Because we can export racism as well. It happens in our international policy as well. That can happen, and that's sad. This has nothing to do with anything. It's like, if you say that cancer is real, that's very bad for humans. Yeah, it is. It kind of sucks that we get cancer. It does. I gotta tell you. It took him 21 seconds to respond to a reporter's question about how he felt about how Trump handled protesters. I mean, if he was thinking that whole time, I mean, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't care about politicians giving like their best stage ready like political debate one-liner instantly off the top of their head with everything. It's fine, saying that, give me a second and let me think. It's fine. That's cool. I don't care.
That's a very bad thing for the country. Now, suggesting that America is systemically... Here's the problem with making arguments like institutionally racist or systemically racist. They are deliberately nonspecific, and they are deliberately created so that you can never alleviate them.
This is very, very untrue. Things like systemic racism or systemic anything are a little vague. They're a little vague, especially in an institution. When we're talking about any institution in the United States, let's talk about criminal, like the judicial system for a second. When different people go through the judicial system when they're arrested for certain crimes and charged with certain crimes, right? We can clearly see that there's a problem here, right? We know for a fact, inarguable facts, that black people are arrested more disproportionately than white people for the same crimes. This is true. We can talk about any reason. That's for another day. This is just true. When they get arrested, they're more likely to go to court. When they're more likely to go to court, they're more likely to receive a prison sentence. This has been studied, a longitudinal study, been peer-reviewed. This is just a fact of the world. And when they're given prison sentences, they're more likely to get a 12% longer prison sentence. So they're discriminated against even there, right? All the way up through the system, they're discriminated against. This is institutional racism, okay? And this has nothing to do with any certain actor. It has nothing to do with the structure itself, really. It just creates racist outcomes, which is bad, right? Let's say you have a machine, okay? And you put it's one of those like quarter bending machines or something, right? You go, or like those penny presses. It's like a penny press, right? You put the penny in and the penny comes out, but it's all mangled and weird and messed up. And there are many, many moving parts in the penny press. And you're not sure which one exactly is the problem. It may be all of them. It may be something else on them. It may be none of them. And something else is wrong. We're not sure. But we do know that the penny press is putting out bad pennies. And so how do we fix this? We have to do a lot. We can do many things to try and alleviate this. Lots of systemic policy is going to do it, because we fixed a lot of the big problems of racism. Well, I don't want to say all, but we fixed a lot of the big problems of racism, the easy problems of racism. Segregation, gone. Jim Crow laws, gone. Racial profiling, sometimes, gone. Or at least you can be held accountable for that now, at the very least. There are many smaller things entrenched in society that work against certain groups of people, right? We know the study when it comes with black people, where they're less likely to get a call back if their name sounds black. If your name is like Jamal Daquan, all right, you're less likely to get a call back than John freaking Schumacher. Okay, this just happens, and this may not be due to any like real overt racism. It may just be a bunch of implicit biases feeding on top of each other, feeding into a system, small amounts of racism feeding into a system that creates large outcomes in people's lives. And when that happens, it's not as easy to fix it. It's really not. It's not as easy to fix it, right? And that's what systemic racism is in this country. I don't know, as someone who's been to Harvard, how he cannot understand this, but I guess he's going to try to explain.
I don't like problems that you
him.
can never alleviate, especially in politics, right? It's a serious issue because, first of all, if you're not able to alleviate it, then you really shouldn't concern yourself with it in politics.
I don't know what this is supposed to mean. If you're unable to alleviate it, I don't know what he means by I don't know what his definition of alleviate is he's using here, but I can think of many problems that we can't necessarily alleviate, right? We can't get rid of crime. Crime is just always going to be there. As long as we have laws, crime will exist. We can't get rid of crime. It's always going to be there. We're always going to have murders and things. That's just going to happen unless we put everyone in their own bubble, locked away in like a super maximum security space prison or something. Unless we do that, there's no way to get rid of like all racism. That's a problem we can't, or like, all crime. There's no way to really do that. That being said, we take measures to try and help it. The idea of systemic racism being super vague is because it's just not one big actor. There's no like really big thing happening. Like we said, when people's small amounts of racism or implicit biases feed into a larger system, it makes a big stream. Yeah, that just happens. It's like a bunch of snow. It's like if it snows on a mountainside and that creates an avalanche later. We can't really say which specific snowflake created that avalanche, but all of them together created that avalanche, and it did a lot of damage. And there's things we can, there's policy we can put forward to try and help it, alleviate it, as he wants to say. But there's no big thing that we could target. There just isn't. It's a much harder problem to get to. It's like men being, on average, less likely to be comfortable training. If you're a manager, like a training manager, you're less likely to be comfortable training a woman. So they're less likely to train women, less likely to hire women, less likely to promote women. And while none of these people may be like outwardly like sexist or anything, small amounts of bias fed into a system hurts people down the stream. It seems pretty easy to understand to me.
Right? If something in politics is not alleviatable, then sometimes the solution is worse than the cure. This is true with regard to, for example, income inequality. If you want to solve income inequality, you could go full commie and everybody can have the exact same income. But that is not an alleviatable problem in which the solution is not worse than the problem. If you say systemic racism, you never...
What's it? Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess we can't force people to never be racist, so let's not care about racism. Like, what are you talking about? Sure, you can't make everybody's income literally equal, but this is like the big Ben Shapiro straw man. And when people talk about income inequality, he's like, "Why do you think Ben Shapiro? Well, you think Bill Gates should make the same amount of money as one of his janitors sweeping up the hallway and unclogging the toilet?" I mean, probably not, but at the same time, maybe there's something we can even out about here. Maybe we can level it out at least a little bit to make it a little bit more even for especially the people at the bottom. Maybe we can do that. But I just want to talk about that because once you get into the nuance, it's way harder to hammer home the sort of stupid talking points that he loves to throw out.
Actually have to cite the policy you think is racist or point to the person you think is racist.
This is the example of well, as you see, give me a racist policy. Show me the law that says black people are dumb and bad and stupid and smell bad. Show me. Can't do it. Guess we solved racism. Ever heard of Barack Hussein Obama? He existed, so racism's ended. Yup, you did it, bud. Very smart. Very, very good. You're doing very good, sweetie.
Instead, you just say everything is racist. And as I said yesterday, that's a religious belief. It is not an actual specific belief about something that we can fix. Right? That's just racism is out there in the atmosphere. Who's the racist? I don't know. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. Well, but I'm not a racist. I've never done anything racist. Well, maybe it's implicit. Maybe you don't even know you're doing a racist thing. Well, can you name the racist thing I've done? No. Can you name the racist thing that I believe? No. Can you name any of the racist things that I'm responsible for? No. But deep down in your heart, without you even knowing it, you're probably racist. Okay, well, now you have made an allegation that is completely unfalsifiable.
I mean, if you look towards, people's actions, we have no clue what people are thinking when they make their actions. There's no, we can't like tune into someone's brain like a TV station and then see and know exactly what's going through their head and their subconscious, which influences their conscious actions. We have no clue if that's from racism. We have no clue what it's from. We just know that the outcomes are bad for certain groups of people. So we have to fix that. Where is it coming from? I'm not sure exactly. Who is it? I don't know. And that's fine. That's not a problem that we just can't fix. That's just something we're going to have to work on as a society. And maybe a policy could be investing in lower income communities, which are more likely to be minority. And we've seen that when people grow up with a lot of ethnic diversity in their upbringing, that they're less likely to have to produce negative outcomes when they're in positions of power for those certain groups of people. We know this to be true. Maybe that could be one thing. There you go. That's one policy there. You did it, Ben. We did it. We did it together. Thank you so much. We fixed racism, guys. Miss Obama, you don't have to get it. Miss Obama, you can get out from under the desk now. We did it. We solved racism. Oh, he's so dumb.
So suggesting systemic racism or institutional racism is deliberately nonspecific. Well, if the idea,
I don't know. This is just the argument, huh? Well, you can't point to a law that said racism that says Mexican people smell bad, so that means racism doesn't exist, Chief. Hey, boys, we did it. No, it doesn't work like that. It's okay, Ben. We understand. We understand. Sound off, Chief. I don't know what you're talking about, but go on. You can do it. Yeah, we did it, guys. Chat, we did it. We fixed racism. It's all gone now. It's gone. It disappeared. It doesn't exist. It's crazy, isn't it? It's amazing. Amazing.